Hi there, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Welcome back to the channel. Again, I apologize for my hiatus, but I am catching up and I will be caught up by the end of this weekend, so I'm very excited. I will be planning, in this video, I will be planning for the week of August 14th, 20th, 2023 in my Sadie Stickers vertical planner. I'm going to be using my favorite art that I've ever seen in planners. This particular kit is from the Planner Shack. This is a printable kit shop on Etsy where you can print tons of things for very, very low prices, and the quality is always really good. This is excellent if you have a silhouette machine and a color printer and label paper, because it really saves a lot of money. This art I have used in every single planner I've ever done. I could link all of the different things right here, but it would take too long. But I try and use it at least once a year. So I decided to go ahead and buy digital files for this so that I could reuse it every year and not have to pay for whole new printer stickers. As a result of that, I have a ton of different leftover stickers that match this art from different shops. So I've put all of those here and I'm going to be dipping into that stash. But let me go ahead and show you what this particular kit looks like. Again, I did not print all the pages that came with this kit. If I had, it would have been an additional 4 pages, which equivocates to 8 more of these. So it was a lot and I didn't eat all of it. Here is the full box art. I just thought it was so cute. This is the washi with the dates. Then you've got a bag like patterned flags. This also came with unpatterned flags, but I chose to print the patterned ones. Some skinny flags and some functionals. I printed these checklists, which later I realized was a mistake. I didn't need to print these, but that's fine. We've got some functional weekly trackers, including a water tracker here. Some really cute scripts that are just in black. And then some additional deco that goes with the kit, along with some functional deco, so like laundry, coffee, and vacuuming, etc. So those are the pages that I chose to print and cut. I'm going to be using this Sadie Stickers washi to augment it because I thought it was just so pretty. This is called Floral Field Honeycomb. It came from a Foiled Tuesday. It is not available right now. So like I mentioned, I've had this kit several times before. Charlotte's Paper Company used to sell it, and so I have some leftovers from those shops, including this whole page, which I completely forgot that I had. So might just use this. Additional flags, so lots of stuff there. And then Chic Blossom Prints, which is a shop on Etsy that is not currently open, but she did sell this, so I bought like the maximum size kit I could from that shop. So I got the Queen Bee deco. This was just more deco that came in those colors. Some additional foiled flags because it was a foiled kit in gold. And you can see there's lots of extra stuff. I even have really pretty date dots that I can use. So all of this, plus this, plus this, I have like too many stickers to work with, really. So I'm going to go ahead and speed things up and come back in a voiceover. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back. So right now I'm just laying down the washi, and I definitely needed to trim the edges, and I wish I had done it before I laid stuff down because it was a little bit too wide. Again, this was a kit that I printed everything off of the silhouette, and if you have any questions about how to do that, I do have a separate video that shows how I use my silhouette, my color printer, and my labels to make my own planner stickers rather than buying them. A couple of things have to be in the works in order for that to actually happen. I have to have ink in my color printer. I have to have the patience to align the alignment bars because my silhouette does not always cooperate with downloaded documents. So, but anyway, this was a really fun kit to use, and like I mentioned, I've used this art many times before, so it was just a really fun kit to use, and I loved using this washi strip. I ended up flipping it upside down just to give it a little bit more room because the flowers kind of drooped over those days of the week, and I just thought that looked so much prettier than having them go up the other way. So that ended up working out well. Yeah, so there were a lot of pages in this kit, as you can see, and I wasn't entirely sure which ones I was going to use. I ended up having a lot of extra stickers, but I used the queen bee for the quote box, and then I decided I wanted to use like a little tiny in-between header, and I found one on my Chic Blossom Prints extras. It was like a tiny bow that didn't take up too much room but still looked attractive. And there were just too many stickers that I was working with. It was just a lot. And I didn't realize it until later, but all the deco on that sheet right there on the lower left-hand corner, that was actually uncut. So basically, for some reason, it didn't cut any of those. And I don't know if that was a file issue or I just didn't notice, but this is actually from a different sunflower kit that I got from Chic Blossom Prints, and the header was a little bit, that gold was a little bit brighter than any of the pastel yellows that I had, but I wanted to utilize something shiny and pretty, and so that's what I ended up doing. And so then I put in the sunflowers and the girl with the basket and the Busy Bee t-shirt. This was a really crazy week. This was my first week back at school. And for those of you who don't work in the school setting, if you're an SLP, we are required to come back a few days before the students come to help set up our classroom and do required professional development. There's a lot of hours worth of professional development training that we are required by the state to do every year. And so the teachers do, like, thankfully our district gives us enough time to do that. I know in New York some teachers only get a couple of days before they get to go back, but we have 8 full days where we can just work on setting up our room, setting up our schedule. I just love the art in this kit so much. Okay, so probably get started on the sidebar bridge. I'm always watching TV while I do this, so if there are gaps where I'm just sort of standing there, it's because I'm probably riveted by something on the screen and I don't remember what I was watching at the time. For this particular Plan With Me, I usually lay down the 2 weekly trackers, one for vitamins and then another for whatever task that requires daily reports for the week. So I put in a full box and I wanted to use some of the pretty deco just to mark that it was the first week of school. I ended up using the honey jar full of wildflowers. And then I had a weekly tracker. Sometimes I use the weekly for my dinners or my cleaning tracker. I was cleaning the house pretty litigiously, so I didn't actually use that as a cleaning tracker this week. Sorry, this is a very boring voiceover. There's just a lot of setup this week because I'm laying down checklists and headers and everything else. I opted to use the full box checklists just because I'd already printed them and the art specifically goes with this kit, whereas other checklists I might be able to use in different kits. So this one, I'm just trying to be economical with the using the right fonts. One of the things I love about Planner Shack kits is that you always get this full set of scripted words, and it's just super functional and useful. I wish more kits had just like the scripts. A lot of stores like this, a lot of stores will sell them individually, and you have to buy, like, if you want a day off, you just get 24 day offs, but I like having all the different variety right there, and I don't have to reach for it. So on the 14th, the first thing was the shelter appointment. This was a big deal because the kittens that we had adopted were recovering from ringworm, and they told us that they no longer required Lyme baths. Scooter, the black kitten, was the only one who was officially cleared. Mama and baby Simone had like tiny amounts, trace amounts left. Mama had it on her face, which resolved, before the surgery, but Simone continued to have ringworm on her foot for a significant period of time after that, and that is why we did have to continue to separate them for a little bit of time. But it was a relief to know that I didn't have to do Lyme baths anymore, especially because my husband was going to be going away. And so I was worried about how I was going to handle that myself, but it ended up not being an issue at all. I scheduled their surgeries to get spayed and neutered for that Friday, so that was a welcome surprise, and it ended up working well with my PD schedule. So then I also marked that I had lunch with my coworker, and that was really fun. We just got a chance to catch up. It felt like the summer just flew by, and that I'd just seen her in June. So it was really nice to catch up, but it was also like, oh my gosh, I can't believe summer's over already. So for the rest of Monday, I had to clean the bathroom, film the plan with me, do laundry, post a video, and call my mom. On Tuesday, this was my last official day of summer. I ended up sleeping late. We had very loud thunderstorms that evening. It was crazy loud. But I ended up cleaning the playpen, giving myself a manicure, filming more Plan With Me's, topically treating the cats with the medication, and submitting a ticket because I still at this point couldn't get into my work computer. And I'm sorry that the top is so cut off. If it makes anyone feel any better, there's nothing truly exciting up there. I just wrote that I slept late and it was the last day of break and that we had loud thunderstorms. Yeah, and that's me remembering that you can't see the top. So this was the first day of school. I went back to my home school and we had a full day of professional development, where we got to reunite with all the teachers and just sort of go over some of the new things that we were getting for the year. We have a new superintendent this year who has changed a few things for us, so that was really interesting to find out about that. And then usually there's some social event that happens at the end of the year, end of the day. It's usually some kind of icebreaker. Last year we went bowling. The year before that we went to Carowinds, which I did not like. But so this year the principal surprised us and said that we would be able to just get into our classrooms and start working right away, which was a welcome thing, except that I wasn't aware that that was the case, so I didn't bring any of my stuff with me. But that's fine. Then on Thursday and Friday, I had all day professional development off-site, specifically for speech language pathologists. So we had special breakout sessions where we talked about things that only apply to us. And I'm so grateful that my district does this because I cannot think of anything worse than having us sit in a room where we're not actively learning about something that's going to matter in our job. So they didn't make us to do teacher PD. We did our own PD, and it was really helpful. So I'm just marking down, I did a YouTube binge, I cleaned the house, and at work I was off-site all day. So I was able to get into my computer, I packed a lunch, I organized my caseload, and I did some more mandatory training online. On Friday was kind of a crazy day for me, so, and I ended up moving that sticker a little bit. I had to drop the kittens off at 7 a.m., So I had to get up, get ready for school, but also get them ready. I had to put them in the carriers, and then they were all in the car by 6:15 in the morning. They got dropped off at 7 a.m. and I filled out their paperwork, made sure everything was in order, and then was told to pick them up again at 4:30. Um, so I was very nervous for them because things happen in surgery and it's hard. So I had half a day's worth of PD. I got to eat lunch at home, which was really nice, and then at 4:30 I got in the car to go pick them up, and I got hit with really bad traffic on the way home. But they all came through their surgeries very well, and then I was told that they needed to be sequestered for 10 to 14 days, which I was not aware that it was going to be that much time because they'd already been sequestered for 3 weeks. So that stunk. Um, but, it's for their health. So Friday, I went to Trader Joe's in the morning. I learned how to take care of the plants that my husband grows because he was going to be going away. There was a planner. Oh, this was sad. So this Pumpkin Planner Co., which was a shop that I loved, was doing a final sale of everything that she'd made, and I booked my alarm and I made sure that I was ready to go when the shop went live. And of course, there were computer issues. I could not get in, and by the time I got in, everything was gone. So that sticker is actually a Pumpkin Paper Co. sticker, and it's one of the few remaining ones that I have, but I used it because I wanted to make sure that I'm saving my stickers, but I'm not going to save them forever. Like, that's just silly. So it was disappointing, but I did not sleep. Oh gosh. Okay. So I did not sleep well at all. I dropped my husband off at the airport, kissed him goodbye and everything, got home, and the house across the street from us was having a crazy loud party until 1 in the morning. I did not call the cops, but I really wanted to because I was so angry. My cats were recovering from surgery and they're blasting this loud music. I did not sleep a wink. I was so angry. So my Sunday, I was like a zombie, and I had to get up early to feed them. I had to do all this work. I did end up going to Target in the afternoon to get some much needed school supplies. I attempted to cut stickers, but the machine just was not working for me that day, and I had done something wrong, I guess, when I printed everything, so that didn't work. It was just a frustrating weekend for me overall. So I painted my nails, I put away the clothes, I did the litter boxes, and I played with the cats. That was like the only saving grace I had. And they were all recovering from surgery so well. They were so cute. Um, but yeah, it was just a crazy, crazy week. And I was just so grateful to just have the time to relax and be present on my last week of school. So now I'm just putting in little finishing touches. But overall, I think it looks really good. Okay, so there you have it. This was my week. This was the beginning of what I'm going to consider the craziest period where I was just, everything was just so chaotic and I had no idea yet. I love how this came out. It's very colorful. I pulled from so many different shops to get this to look cohesive. It is a lot of word and writing because I was so busy this week. Um, but I'm really glad because I think this looks beautiful. And one day I'm going to have to do a side-by-side comparison of all the times that I used this art just to see how I distribute the art differently because I'm sure I do it different every single time. Um, but anyway, thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for next time. Take care.